wake up in the morning, when your feet touch the floor, or before that when you're lying there, thinking about your feet hitting the floor. What feeling do you have? What does that feel like for you?
Watching this trailer was so interesting because you know what it reminded me of? Those crazy loopy Leonardo DiCaprio movies he made right after Titanic, when he was really trying to distance himself from that heartthrob image. And I just got that vibe watching Robert Pattinson in action here, which I guess is the highest compliment anyone could pay him, and that he is following in the footsteps of Leonardo DiCaprio, which of course, as we all know, worked out quite well for him. I mean, it was bumpy in the beginning with films like The Beach. I remember seeing The Beach, and it was just, not a particularly good film, but those were the steps that were necessary to take to break him of that Titanic image. And Pattinson teamed up with David Cronenberg. I don't think that worked out very well for him. But again, maybe that was his The Beach. And this kind of looks a little bit like his Blood Diamond. Now, I have a lot more faith in this property, but before we get into this actual trailer, I just also wanted to touch on the fact that, Zac Efron might be wondering, why couldn't this work for me? It's been widely publicized that Zac Efron has really tried to follow the DiCaprio model, and he did make a lot of independent films, like, for instance, The Paperboy, and he was me and Orson Welles in that film. But I think the films that he chose still played into his High School Musical image to some degree, whereas I think DiCaprio tried to break wholeheartedly from the heartthrob image and taking roles intentionally that didn't play off of his looks, which has not been the case for Zac Efron. So that's why I think that hasn't worked for him, and why you see him taking another route, going for comedy with That Awkward Moment, and of course the Seth Rogen film Neighbors coming out this summer. So that's an interesting path. And of course Matthew McConaughey, to some degree, has taken the Leonardo DiCaprio route only much later in his career. Well, actually, I think he and DiCaprio are actually probably maybe around just about a 10-year age difference when I think about it, because DiCaprio is deceptively younger looking. He's actually about to turn 40 very soon. But it's interesting to see McConaughey also kind of going that, same route of like disregarding his looks and seeking out roles where that's not a factor. But I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing here. Now, of course, for the Rover, there's no dialogue from Pattinson here, but he did seem to be doing a really good job just with the scenes that he had. He seemed very genuine, like for that scene when he's in front of the tree. I mean, I was just kind of caught off guard with how organic he seemed to the piece. It wasn't like, oh, good movie, oh, Robert Pattinson's in this. This is going to suck whenever he's on screen. He blended, which is very admirable. Now, he's in good hands. Guy Pearce, of course, is a great actor, a great co-star. I really like Guy Pearce a lot. He never really quite got to be huge. Maybe I think some of us thought Lockout would do that for him about a year or so ago, but it didn't quite work out. But I do think he's a really good actor, and I think this is from the same creative team as Animal Kingdom, another Australian film that of course put Jackie Weaver on the map globally, and that's why you see her getting a lot of roles. But Animal Kingdom is a very good movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. It also put Joel Edgerton. It kind of upgraded him. Now, he's been working for a very long time. I was looking to Chiwetel Ejiofor for the Oscar videos, and I was reminded that Joel Edgerton was in Kinky Boots a long time ago. So it's interesting to see how the circuitous route that his career has taken to success, to being a very more successful actor who's now like in the Great Gatsby and such. But Animal Kingdom did a lot for his career as well. And interestingly, he has a story credit here. He didn't write the screenplay, but he helped come up with the story. His brother is in it, Nash Edgerton. And there's another actor in this film that is not in the trailer, but I really have been keeping an eye on, Scoot McNairy. He was in Gareth Edwards' film, Monsters, I believe, that film that got him the Godzilla gig. And he also was in Killing Them Softly. His character performance was one of the only good things about that movie, and Brad Pitt's monologue at the end. So I think big things are coming for Scoot McNairy. I think he kind of has like a Casey Affleck vibe, and maybe he can succeed where Casey Affleck kind of hurt himself behind the scenes by being kind of weird in his personal life. You might not have heard that story with him and Joaquin Phoenix being sued by several women who worked on a film with them independently who said they were sexually harassed. cast pretty horribly if you look into the accounts. I mean, it hasn't been proven if they're true, but I think the buzz is that these women are pretty legit and probably wouldn't torpedo their careers like this unless they had a legitimate complaint. But anyway, the Rover, you can't really tell a lot from this trailer. I definitely think it should go on all of our radars, but I'm really impressed with the potential turnaround here for Pattinson. And wouldn't it be funny if years from now, just a few years from now, he is a new DiCaprio and we're remembering the funny days when he was in that Twilight franchise. I think that it would just, hats off to him if he can pull that off, but I think he's on the right path. What do you think? Were you impressed with what you saw here? Did you think Pattinson blended, or were you like, is he going to sparkle in the sunlight in just a moment? Write your thoughts down below, and you can check out some more episodes right now.